I could see how awkward that would be at the go, like the setup, because Nugo just kept on.
All right, let's just go.
It was a lot.
And I was like, wow, that must be really hard to deal with.
All right, so King of the Table 12.
His fast twitch muscles must be crazy, though. Okay.
Yeah. Table 12 was a wrap.
Yeah.
Table 12, yeah. You guys are going to have to let me know because I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms, I will say...
Okay, wait. Let me go back before I say really good.
Yeah, honest opinion. Let's back it up.
Yeah, I was a little too excited in my answer.
Yeah.
I was like...
Yeah, it was really good.
It was okay.
I was like...
It was okay.
Super okay.
Say what you mean.
It was like the most mid arm wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, it was really good, but when you put it in context with past King of the Tables, it's not really good.
No.
And it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I read it. People were like, this is very underwhelming.
I heard some interesting feedback from somebody who said that it kind of felt like they threw Devin onto the card just to carry the card.
Yeah.
Is that not kind of like...
I mean, it's
that's
true.
not right?
For the whole thing. I love RVJ.
Yeah.
I love seeing Morozov. I like to see Corey compete. I really like RVJ.
Pay-per-view.
Just not that RVJ.
Yeah, that was...
Like, even watching RVJ after pull, I was like, there's like a 4 year ago you.
There was definitely there.
There's every person at this after pull that you're pulling with.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Yeah, he didn't have anything.
He had an incredibly awkward situation with Auden.
Let's start bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, and they...
Okay.
So first one was Casper Seneca versus Metal and Restock.
That was a good... That was entertaining.
That was, I think, yeah. I think it was like one of the best matches on the card.
That was an entertaining match.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
It was number one. That was the opener.
Yep.
Then we had Kamil Jablonski versus Artem Morozov. Originally it was Alex Krdecha. Alex Krdecha got swapped out with Kamil.
Yeah, it was crazy to be so low on the card to me. That was a
I thought that should have been
anything Artem does left-handed. I mean, he's up there with at the top of the tree, right?
They put Morozov second.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Left-handed match.
Yeah.
So that was
These were my favorite arm wrestlers.
And it was a good match.
His left hand was against Corey.
It was a right-hand match.
Oh, it was right.
Right was against Camille. And I think that's why it was lower.
Yeah, that's okay.
That makes sense.
They're both great right-handed arm wrestlers.
Yeah, but for that...
Amazing left hand.
But for Auden and Korean Hulk to be ahead of
those guys
them,
be opening the card?
Yeah,
they should have been opening the card.
You know...
And by the way, Auden needs to face a real arm wrestler next time. I'm actually not. I'm not going to purchase. Okay. I'm not purchasing any more events with him in it against someone that I don't know.
People, yeah. So
that's probably a lot of people share that
third match
feeling. I think. So well, first of all, Artem versus Camille right-handed.
Yep.
And it ended up being very dominant. Artem took it by a mile.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was very dominant.
It was 3-2.
It was a war. There was
I think it was 3. I think it was 4-1.
Yeah, it was 4-1, but
Camille only got a 1 off of fouls.
Yeah, but
and that's when Artem went to him and was like, great job. You should be real proud of yourself.
Okay.
For that win you just got off of fouls.
That's how well I don't.
And Camille's like, you know. And Artem's like, good job.
He was being cringy Camille.
Yeah, exactly. And
but
Artem's like, you're being cringy.
And Artem, like, what I would love to say is like he was very technical. He showed like to me a way more proficient arm. I mean, he is a very proficient arm wrestler. I think people are just kind of like remembering his losses, but we have to remember is like this guy was injured. He had stomach issues. He had a lot of things going on, and I think he's back to his like true form now.
Totally agree. His arms were fucking.
Oh my god, they were crazy.
But you have to be. There's something to be said for somebody that can handle a press like Camille's. You have to be technically proficient to be able to handle it.
And you have to remember though too is that Camille's left is his dominant.
True.
But then again, he did really well against Michael Todd.
Yeah.
He was very close to pinning him. So
No. It's still a good match. Artem obviously was the favorite, and he took it by.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Yeah, I think that Artem took the absolute appropriate lane that anyone against a good press should take.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
And he just busted him back and then went around him. Boom.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of pressure, but
I
don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he did. He
I
went
remember
in.
knowing in the first round this was over. As soon as they went to a strap and he boom.
I love seeing Artem hook him, bring him inside, just stare at him, and then
Yeah, it's pretty
really impressive.
merciless.
That's pretty.
But Camille looked just like a great athlete all day. It was a big day. For sure.
And then to come back and have a match with Corey West.
I mean, there's an interview of him after the match with Artem going, whoa, like he's covered in sweat. He's like, okay, my right arm is good though.
Yeah.
But now I must prepare for Corey. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, you just had a war.
That dude's a warrior, man.
Yeah.
And to
How do we
me,
feel about the 6 rounds every match?
Yeah,
to me, one of the
wasn't
best
every
trash
match.
talkers too.
Camille?
Yeah.
What? Really?
He did what?
He's a great trash talker to me.
Is he?
Because he's so cold about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything he says to me sounds really corny. Because he just looks like a giant baby.
I know.
Like, literally, if you put the bonnet on. And like when someone like that talks shit, I'm like, can you just stop? Give him a bottle. Where's his binky?
He reminds me of like a very soft-spoken like Drago. You know,
If Drago was autistic, I'd
exactly.
I can see that, yeah.
Wicked.
Oh, Camille. Oh, yeah.
What was that match with Corey like? That wasn't much different from the match with Camille. It was still,
Yeah.
with Artem, right? Camille was pretty dominant over Corey West, wasn't he? Left-handed.
Left-handed, he was way too much.
Yeah, but I believe Corey got one pin on him.
But it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was.
That press as soon as he got in.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to go. And it
Yeah.
was like Corey didn't have another lane to get to. But Corey did get to propose to his wife. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
To his girlfriend.
To his girlfriend, his now wife. Yeah. Yeah, that was very... It was cool even... It would have been cool to have done that with the win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also... Keeping him out there was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then it was like beautiful, right? Oh,
Yeah.
something else is great in your life. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I always wondered, like, what Corey is going to be like. And the only reason I say that is because he trains with Monster, and to me, it kind of feels like he's just a punching bag. You know, so does Corey get to work? Because we don't see Corey train. So it's like,
We see him train with Monster.
With Monster, and it's like, does Corey, do the tables ever get reversed, and Corey gets to train on Michael? You know?
I think if Corey was putting out content like Mike was, then we'd probably see a lot of it.
Yeah. I hope so, because I like Corey West. You know,
Yeah.
I think he could be really good.
I mean,
Corey's just not that guy.
his potential though
Yeah.
is super high. I mean, imagine if he was crazy fit.
Yeah. He's ridiculous.
Well, apparently he slimmed down. So
He looks
has.
slimmer.
Yeah, better,
He's under 400.
Yeah, which is good. That's
He
good.
looks to me like 370, 380.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a fucking animal. I put
Yeah.
him and I was like, all right. We're not all created equal.
not at all.
I felt like a little baby.
Yeah.
I had a bonnet and a little baby.
yeah, the big
It had a binky. It was like, thanks for holding that.
Thanks, Mr. Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. West.
Wicked.
Yeah, he's pretty wicked. One of the matches we skipped over was RVJ and
New go.
Ugh, man.
I don't know if these are in the right order. I'm just reading.
They
off
are.
Yeah.
Sports.
That's the order.
Okay, so then
because I like RVJ a lot.
yeah, RVJ. and
I'm a
Nugo.
huge fan, like in his training methods, all kinds of things he talks about.
Yeah.
I'm watching him, WAL RVJ, man, he's wild and crazy and outspoken and drunk. I'm into it. Like, let's be weird.
He's really slow.
But my God,
slow.
this version of him
Super
was
slow.
rough.
I like
And
RVJ, and I
he's-
was cheering for him, but goddamn, he's
And also,
slow.
one of the things he was talking to Ray about was the fact that Nugo was talking a lot of shit that was getting to him. And I'm like, bro, you gotta not let that shit get to you.
He's
Like,
the kind of guy that
Yes.
would let that.
don't like what the like who cares what somebody else is saying to you?
Especially the
some-
guy who's fucking ticking
Oh,
all over
touching.
the fucking
He's
place.
got Tourette's.
Like, do you know
I
the
mean,
last time
I
he
would
got
go.
laid?
I would go in on someone like that.
That's true. Oh, you could beat me at all wrestling. Oh.
my God. At least I can stand still.
Yeah.
Like, talk about loading the gun for you.
Dude, seriously.
But allowing that to get to you, I don't give a fuck, like, what's wrong with you or the other person. Like,
well, I
never let that shit
do you
get
think
to you.
it got to him because
Yeah.
But do you think it got to him because he knew there was something inside of him that
Yes.
wasn't prepared for that match?
100%.
Because to me, that's all that is. It's like if
100%.
someone's getting to me in my head, it's
Yeah.
because I know I'm not ready physically.
Right.
You're feeling self-conscious.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know,
But,
and
you know, he's...
You're not fully confident in yourself.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, that showed on the table.
Yeah, for sure. It
Like,
seemed
because
it
his
did.
game is having this crazy hand, and
Yeah.
outside the strap, he wasn't winning
Yeah.
the exchange.
Right.
And it was like, does RVJ want a strap right now? That sounds crazy.
Well, I didn't watch King of Table, but I watched the afterpull. And he's like trying to afterpull everybody. You could see frustration on his face, like he had something to prove to everybody. And he was going against Auden, and Auden had him in a crazy King's move, and RVJ could not pin him at all.
Yeah, and I mean, Auden's
And-
fouling out. Don't get me wrong. He's
Yeah,
fouling
it's
out
fine.
completely.
It doesn't matter.
But I'm with you.
Because
it was awkward.
he was still getting pulled off the pad before the elbow fouls were happening. And then the elbow fouls were happening. But Auden was just like, come on, pin it. Pin it, RVJ. And I was like,
Auden
RVJ's
sounded like his
inside is
dad.
probably like boiling.
Boiling.
Yeah.
And Devin comes over and he's
It
like,
makes it way worse.
yeah, he's like, oh, you're in trouble, RVJ. Like, real soon. You're next on
Like
our hit
6
list.
months.
Yeah. And he was like, don't worry, you're on our hit list.
Well, if Auden's going to strike, he strikes RVJ next
now.
month.
Like,
while
yeah,
he's,
right now.
Right.
while he's that.
Not possibly crazy motivated RVJ.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if I'm RVJ and Auden back to me,
But
I'm like, yep, put me on the match. You're exactly who I needed to fire me up. I'm going to bury
but
you.
how much more motivated do you need to be than
Yeah.
for a king of the table?
What do you mean?
Right.
Like, if
him
I'm
to get
going to be
humiliation is powerful.
on
Yeah,
core
humiliation
sports,
is
Yeah.
on a king of the table,
is powerful.
how is he not motivated?
I don't.
Well, maybe he thought he was
but-
just going to smoke that.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I was.
Georgian.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But Nugo, like
He trains
Marcus
with
said,
like Levon and all
but
these
if
guys.
people are not always. I watch the Europeans all the time, more than the Americans.
He
And
has to know.
I'm looking at Nugo training with Levon.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Irakli.
Yeah, Irakli and all them, and he's doing the same damn lifts that they are.
Yeah.
the same weight, and I'm like,
I didn't know he was
that's
crazy.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
I had no idea, just like
and
RVJ.
then, I
had no
went
idea.
back and watched tournaments he was in, and I was like, this
a
boy
mess.
he's a problem. He's gonna be a serious
And on the
problem.
Georgians channel, you see him doing his lift. You see him doing his side pressure stuff. You see him doing all this stuff.
I want to
Just
see him and
working.
Sasha.
That would be
That would
great.
be a good match.
That would be good. That would be really good.
match.
Super good
Oh
match.
man.
Yeah.
Right? They're both short. They're both
Mm-hmm.
same laning even. It's going to be,
Yeah.
let's get that fight on
Yeah.
for sure.
What does Nugo weigh normally? Like, what is he compete?
Oh, I have no idea.
I thought he
It's
was a
hard to say 'cause
209
he
guy.
looks. Yeah, he looks
He looks
short.
too short for 209.
He looks really
He's
short,
thick
but I
as hell,
can't.
though.
He does look thick.
Thick as hell.
Yeah.
He's
definitely a 200.
RVJ wanted him on the. A little bit, yeah. RVJ, wanted him on the after pull table, and he was just like,
Nope.
nah. And I was like, that's fucking smart,
Yeah.
right? Because
It's different.
this is a problem that I have with after pulling.
Yeah.
It's like if you're going to after pull people you're competing against, you're giving them what they need to fucking train to
Yeah,
beat
but
you.
what if it's just?
I love that
compete
shit.
with?
I like that stuff. I like to give people tools and whatnot. But I'm not at their level.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm gonna make a living as the greatest arm wrestler alive. So I'll get on the table with
Yeah,
anybody. Like when Luis punked me and then put me on a table and was like, "You could have gone here," and going there and beating him. He's like, "What were you doing?" And I was like, "I was shitting the bed." And so that I love that part of the community. I'm with you. I get what
Yeah.
you're
Well,
saying.
I'm just like,
If I was the coach
if you're-
of my stock of athletes,
Yeah, I'm
I would
like,
be like,
no.
all of you, get in the bus.
We're going home.
We're getting out of here.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Do a Todzilla.
Talk about we learned everything and we learned it right now. Let's go unload
Yep.
at home.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
and learn it. But yeah, sorry. Let's
So next, now we can talk about on And
yeah.
Korean Hulk.
Dude.
I'm with you on this. I feel like this is quintessential King of the Table. This is just another celebrity match. It's a bullshit match.
It's not even to me. This is nepotism to the highest degree.
My God, yes.
This is nepotism to the highest degree.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Odd and Larry, yes.
I think he's a good arm wrestler.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is I think we can see legitimate matches with Odd and Larry. It's just not going to be against somebody like Korean Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Like
And
against
even
arm
then,
wrestlers.
if we back up even further, then you're right. It is like who the fuck.
Can we
is
at least
Odd
put him
and Larry?
against like a junior European champion?
Right.
Yeah, the guys that
What
are
are
like
we doing?
super crazy.
Can
But they're
we just
juniors,
like
yeah.
someone
Why
that's?
didn't we put him against a junior North American champion in like Aiden?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
The
Exactly.
kid is begging, please play with me.
Yeah.
Because that's not part of their agenda.
It's
Yeah,
not their
they're
agenda.
not,
I know,
yeah.
but as a fan, you're
But-
getting
but
played.
don't we-
But the other side of that coin is being at East First West. How many dudes under 21 I met that were there to meet Auden?
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to get on the table with him. I'm like, bro, you're like a 140-pound man.
Yeah.
Why would he has nothing to give you on the table? He's just gonna go right through you.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but I just want to feel. I want to work with him. He'll really work with me. What?
No, he won't.
It wasn't like that at all.
He's gonna
Yeah.
take everything from you.
Yeah, he didn't even get on the table.
He didn't even
He
get on the
just,
table.
they went to Chili's or some shit.
Dude,
Applebee's.
another thing to say about that match that was hard for me is I literally closed my eyes and I heard Devin pulling the match.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah,
his
yeah.
voice.
The same thing. Yeah.
Said the same
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can
oh
imagine.
man, on him, be your own guy.
Yeah.
No, he-
Yeah, even his walkout, he did like a Travis Bajan, a couple moves.
Just be your own guy, man.
Just do your own thing.
I really look forward to watching him arm wrestle real arm wrestlers because I think he can. I think he's skillful.
Yeah.
RVJ, let's do that.
He's a baby still. Of course, everybody,
Yeah.
he's going to latch onto their personality
Yeah, of course.
as his own until
That's
he
the thing
makes
is
up his own.
this is why you're not supposed to. You're not meant to be thrust into the spotlight.
No, you're not. And RVJ was actually Adam Silver and the dude that's always with Devin, Dallas Wade.
Dallas, yeah.
They were arm wrestling, and you could hear RVJ and Devin talking on the side. And RVJ was like, Devin made a comment about how long RVJ's been arm wrestling, and RVJ was like, yeah, but Auden's been arm wrestling since he was a fucking kid. And he's like, you know what? What happens to kids that
They peak.
they go too hard, too early, they peak. And they don't last. They don't arm wrestle into their 30s. They don't do any sports into their 30s.
And Devin's
He's
like, I started that young.
yeah. And he's like, yeah, but he's not, I'm telling you, he's not going to go and continue arm wrestling. And he kind of has a point. Like,
We'll see.
Wait, you don't think that Auden's going to?
no, I don't think he's going to be like fantastic into his 30s.
Who else is saying that?
RVJ.
RVJ's making this point.
Yeah. He's like, if you get kids into this and you give them the spotlight too much at the beginning, they burn
Yeah.
out essentially.
Yeah, because they're gonna
true.
take some L's, and those L's.
Are going to be real hard. They're going to make you go back and think.
Because we're
man,
kind of seeing that happening to Schoolboy a little bit right now.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know?
at the beginning, everybody was all about it. He was crazy.
A lot of hype. He's the junior champ.
Right.
Suddenly he's put into the big leagues and
Right.
it's a little harder with the
Couldn't
big
hold it
boys.
up.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I think that we see that on a smaller scale here, even in Texas. You
Yeah.
know, I can right now think of a couple of arm wrestlers just off the top of my head that were really, really good as
then
teenagers.
dropped off.
You know, and then
And
just totally stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Auden's in a unique situation. His dad is a unique fella.
Yeah.
I don't
think he's ever gonna stop.
Be his entire identity.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to stop.
But
I don't think he'll stop.
and
either.
I'll hope for the best for him for sure.
Yeah.
I love seeing young dudes come up in the world and do great. I just want it to be great. Like
Yeah.
the Korean Hulk thing was so cringy to watch.
Yeah, it was very cringy.
He was so much taller. He just went
Yeah.
right over his hand.
Yeah.
Auden is not going to do this the rest of his life.
No.
I mean,
I don't
we don't
think he's going to be an arm wrestler.
We don't know this. We don't know
I
this.
do. Well, I don't.
Yeah, we don't
But
know
I
this.
can see. I can see
Who's
that.
got huge aspirations,
Yeah.
and right now his aspirations are great for a 19-year-old, and they're
Yep.
huge for a 19-year-old.
Yep.
But when he's 29-year-old,
Yeah.
he's going
It's
to look
gonna
around
change.
and be like, "What am
Yeah.
I doing here?
Yeah.
What is the future of this?
Well,
what are my
Depending on
other-
where the sport is.
What are the
Yeah.
other opportunities that I could have if I weren't here right now? You know, I think he's. You know,
Yeah, I mean his dad lived a whole life. He was a soldier. Like
Yeah.
did big things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was super cringy. Korean Hulk, it's just like, what is he doing there? I mean, it's interesting looking back on his career and like that match. Everybody's talking about his match with Michael Todd. I brought it up even on our podcast when talking about Korean Hulk. Is he legitimate? Is he not? Well, he had a match with Michael Todd that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, that was like, what happened to that? Is that real?
Yeah, well, they on the after poll table, he went against Ray and Risto, and they're both like,
He's strong.
fuck.
But that's
Like, this
because
is strong.
they met him with small levers.
Yeah.
When your arm is only this fucking long,
And the other
you
guys
go
is the
against
same.
other guys,
Yeah, yeah.
it's the same. It's different.
And you're both going to go and hang
Yeah,
out
yeah.
in here.
What about
Yeah.
Michael
Where
Todd?
Autumn just
But-
goes,
Yeah, well, but if those guys with the short arms also had good hands,
yeah.
then it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Todd's arms got to be just as long as Austin.
But wasn't that an Arnold Classic and wasn't that a tournament style? So
Yeah,
that's completely
yeah,
different.
totally
we don't know
different.
who
Different
Michael Todd
styles,
went
yeah.
against even before he went against Korean Hulk. Like, we don't know the whole story about that.
I know. But
You
it's
know.
just
Yeah,
so
but
And he
get
didn't
there's
beat
way
Michael
too
Todd.
many.
That's the other thing too. It's like
he didn't what?
he didn't beat him.
Oh, right.
You know, that's
No,
the
he
other
held
thing.
him. It was a long match, but it was just such a big difference in strength between him and Auden. I don't know. I was just really surprised, and it was even more confusing.
I
looking
don't know
back
if the
at that
difference
match
is in
with Michael.
strength. I think if they both grabbed a curl bar
Yeah.
or a deadlift or any
Completely
Right.
different.
amount of weight to move, power for power, he's not going to be as strong.
Yeah.
But his hand,
Strength is not the right
his
word.
stand was so tall, he went
Yeah.
and crumpled him.
Yeah.
And man, recruiting fiber from here is a rough go. Some guys
Yeah.
can do it, but those guys are typically high level and understand they've been in that position lots of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy just went, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
he
then did the same thing again.
Yeah.
And it was an exciting thing for Auden, but I think that was
Yeah.
perfectly picked. Like,
Yep.
perfectly picked. Now we're going to put him on the table with guys with short arms, and he's going to look really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
and it
been.
like legitimizes Auden's move.
But that's been all his matches, though.
Yeah.
That's been all his matches. I mean, I felt so bad for the Whisperer.
of course, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
That was so
In
crazy.
what aspect was it perfectly picked? Because I agree, there are some aspects where it was perfectly picked.
Because he knew with his lever, he was
Yeah.
going to go right over the top of his hand.
Yeah, and when your
So
your
he's gonna
thumb
be
is
able to beat
this
him
big,
He's gonna be able
and
to
the
beat him.
other guy's thumb is this big,
Yeah.
and you're setting up, and you're like, no, yeah, no.
Yeah, that was rough.
That's why he's doing all this
Yeah, that's what I was
vocalization,
gonna say. I
so
wish
he
I
can
saw
take
it.
that thumb,
I wish
go
I
over
saw the
and
match
hit.
because I guarantee you the
It's-
talking got to him.
It was
And
crazy.
the other guy's like, I don't know what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
you said put my wrist straight, and that's it, and I'm gonna go. And meanwhile, Auden's
Yeah,
like,
it's just climbing.
yeah, a
climbing.
little bit higher.
The other
than
problem
that.
was the Korean Hulk couldn't see his thumb, and he was talking to the ref about it.
Yeah.
And the ref was like,
Couldn't
I
see
can
his own
see
thumb?
your thumb knuckle. Your thumb, I promise it's fine. And he was just like, I don't think it's fine.
And then boom,
Maybe even been a language barrier to some degree,
Okay.
you know.
it looked that way.
Yeah.
So that might have also played into his
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is Korean Hulk does not arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Right.
He does not arm wrestle.
That's the whole thing.
He
about,
must have some
And
kind
I
of social
think
media following.
That's
and
why.
the deal.
That's
He does.
why it was
That's
the
a
perfect
perfect
pick.
pick.
Yeah,
Yes.
he has a huge,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's why.
He has a huge following.
But again, that's
Korea.
only in regards to their agenda. Like, it's not the perfect pick
Yeah.
when it comes to like actually making matches that people care about,
Yeah.
No,
or
it's definitely
matches
not.
that will be entertaining,
Yeah.
It's not
you
that.
know?
Right.
or like actually gain respect for the arm wrestlers. You know,
I mean, King of the Table feels a lot like that for me. It's kind of hokey.
Gimmicky?
Yeah,
Hokey.
it's
The circus
It's a
of
bit of
arm
a
wrestling.
circus. Yeah, I
little
mean,
bit.
Devin and Leonidas was a perfect example
Yeah.
of the hokey, which we're on now, right?
Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
Leonidas and
Well,
Devin,
give a head.
because I don't know why anybody ever thought that was going to be a match.
Yeah, well, we got one more first.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But again, this is why I think King of the Table is quintessential, just gimmicky
It's just a
celebrity match.
gimmicky. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and they
that's
got
what
to put
that's
Devin
what
Laird
they-
on the card to
It's
make
just
people
so
care. Nothing.
silly, and it's so
The match.
you can see right through.
Artem and
No, it was Sergey Kalinichenko versus Georgian
yeah.
Svetov.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
that was an interesting match to me. I
How
feel
did
like
Sergey do?
I feel like Sergey is incredibly undersized for the super heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wildly undersized, and with his ability to hold on to Georgie,
Did he?
that means at like 242, he's a demon.
Yeah.
An absolute water cut to that, coming in at 261.
What did he weigh in at?
I have no idea. But I mean, just the sizes were so different of the two guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And Georgie, as soon as he hung on him, it was just Georgie waiting to win.
Yeah.
And Sergey is able to hold it. Oh, no.
Like that.
He loves to
holding it.
hold on.
Yeah.
Upside down.
I mean,
He's hanging on,
it's crazy.
and he's waiting to die. Got into some presses, which were cool.
Yeah.
When he got into a press, it was like,
he had a chance. He thought he had a chance.
Yeah.
He thought he had a chance.
the strap coming
Completely off, and they're still letting the match. That was
And now,
so
I don't know,
ridiculous.
anybody didn't see it. It wasn't like it was off a little.
No, it was off completely.
It's completely off both guys.
And both refs are still
And everybody's just
officiating
watching
the match.
And both guys are arm wrestling and looking at the rest like,
Yeah.
is this not ridiculous?
Yeah. It happened really fast. I don't want to defend these referees.
Dude, it was there for a while.
Yeah, it was there
Like
for more
10
than
seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it happened really fast.
No,
Absolutely.
No, they were there for a
Come on,
minute.
definitely
You should go back and watch
Okay.
it. Here's why I know it
The
didn't
whole
go
round
fast.
might have been like
My
30
house
seconds.
of people, all arm wrestling, weren't watching. I was like, man, the strap is completely off. I look over, no one's watching. I was like, guys, look at this situation.
Yeah.
Everyone turned.
And by the time they look, then it's completely.
It's all going.
They stopped it.
Now they're arm wrestling with the strap in one hand and the strap in the other.
It was like it's like the strap is still around both hands, but both hands had passed each other.
Yeah.
They're completely
Without touching. The strap is still somehow.
So they're both
engaged.
hanging on.
They were strap wrestling.
So here's the problem. The bald referee Alexander or something, I can't remember his last name, something European. He puts on the loosest straps.
Yeah, and
You can see
Georgie
it with
has
Audrey
created
Green
such a
Hall.
big gap in the. He has a full golf ball in his
Yeah.
hand.
Right,
this.
but no, that's not. But you can still tighten the strap.
You
with the golf ball
can.
on your hand.
You can, but he
The
didn't.
referee.
So he had
tightens it
that
once,
gap, and he
that's
just
it.
came apart.
And you can literally see the strap move as soon as they go. The strap on both wrists
Completely
it's
twisted.
Yeah.
And it's just
All
that
it had to
referee
do was be
won't
applied
put
better.
it- You can't put on
Yes.
a tight strap. That's why it came loose. And that's the same guy that had the strap come loose at East versus West when it was Georgie versus Michael Todd.
Okay.
I don't remember, but
Where we all saw Georgie's
Yeah,
ass crack.
yep,
And the
yep.
strap being the same referee.
Came out,
And
yeah.
that's why Michael started training for a loose strap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, Georgie won. I think the making of this match was interesting because Georgie's definitely on a slump right now.
Yeah.
after being on top of the world,
After
yes.
being on top of the world, top
Devin-
5 in the world.
Devin handled him, and
Devin handled him, broke his foot, he lost a match, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think he
he's in a
should
slump
definitely
right
have a
now.
rematch with Kardashev. I think that should be the next match.
But they put Sergey Kononenko up against him because he's on his way up.
Yeah.
And he's a smaller guy, he's a younger guy.
Yeah.
And they're
He's
like,
awesome.
let's get him a good match
I
against.
love that guy.
This
Yeah.
is a great
Sure
opportunity
is.
for Kononenko to have a huge match against somebody like Georgie because Georgie's thought of as a top 5 guy in the world right now. He's maybe not, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I just think it was a great time for Kononenko to have a match against Georgie, but I think the right guy won.
And one thing that I really like about Kalyanchenko, which I don't really see too many of the other guys do, is that guy knows how to promote himself.
yeah. Do
You
you
know-
feel like his little glasses are getting smaller
Yeah, because his head is getting bigger.
each time he gets a new set? And now he's got
It's just
his
gonna be dots.
backwards binoculars. And he's just like, no, they're the same. He
He
looks
should
like
come in with a
mole.
monocle one day.
He looks like the super villain, and all his troops are moles.
I was gonna say he looks like the guy from Spirited Away, the old man with all the arms
Yeah.
in the washroom,
Yes.
you know, with the tiny little
Yep.
beady glasses.
But those things make him
Yes.
promotable. That's why I like him too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
jacked, bad
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got
Yeah.
personality.
And he's
Yeah,
one of the
dope, man.
perfect reasons that the gap between 242, let's say, and supers is just too big.
Too big, yeah. That was a perfect example.
It's a perfect example.
Like I said, I think it was the right time to do that, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
perfect example of why, you know, he belongs as a heavyweight.
Right.
Then we have Devin and Leonidas.
Complete domination.
Come on, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know why we did that match. I get what they're trying to do, get people to watch, whatever. But if you have to do shit like that,
And
like
there
just
is
don't
some
fucking do it.
question around like where Devin's left hand is at, but
Yeah.
Yeah, not now.
I know.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a cool move about that. John goes against Leonidas right-handed. Leonidas is a lefty. Gives John all the hell.
Yeah.
His left hand, being his strong hand, goes against Devin, and Devin handles him like a baby. That means right-handed. Devin's just going...
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
nothing.
I mean, it was so what are we doing here?
Yeah.
That at least it wasn't the Devin with Chance Shaw.
Oh,
that was
yes.
so hard to watch. I mean,
That was a
it's
cringe.
not the sweaty, talking to the refs, being ridiculous, never getting a match going. We're taking 25 minutes just to introduce our friends to the first round of a sport. This was him handling a big bad bodybuilder guy, and
Yep.
it was
and
cool.
handled
It was
him
really cool.
well. Did it in German. It was great.
Yeah,
I
the
think some of that's
German was a little
because
cringy, but it was cool.
Devin heard the feedback. He got the
I
memo.
hope so. Yeah, I hope he got the memo.
I think he got the memo.
Because it was really cool to watch the Devin of Grander.
Yeah.
Like, he came in and crushed, and it was fun.
The Devin of old.
Yes. Yeah, it was fun.
I think
So,
once
yeah.
again that's another mismatch.
A huge
I don't care
mismatch.
what anybody
For sure.
says.
Yeah.
Massive mismatch.
Yeah, like Leonidas, he doesn't train like fucking Devin does, and he's
No,
I
Leonidas should
just-
go against Eddie Hall.
yeah, that should be the
And
match.
Brian
And
Shaw
Brian
should
Shaw
go
should-
against some other massive man
that
gets
doesn't
an
really
wrestling.
arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or has
Or
been
it's
around
new.
for a little
yeah,
bit.
it's new to arm wrestling or something.
Yes.
Newer to arm wrestling.
Or somebody like
Schoolboy is
Mendelsohn.
6'6".
Scott Mendelsohn.
Scott Mendelsohn.
Scott
Sure,
Mendelsohn, yeah.
sure, that's got. He's an arm
That
wrestler.
would be good.
Yeah.
It's like he's an arm wrestler, but he's not really.
Yeah,
He's
he's
more
not
of a
that
strong
active.
man
Yeah.
or power lifter,
Yeah.
just like Brian.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's some super heavyweights. Let's think about lower level super heavyweights that are really good, but not really good. Big men.
Derek Smith, honestly, might not be a bad match.
For Brian Shaw.
Except that he's training Brian, and then it's a little weird.
It is a little
If
weird.
it wasn't him, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one. Chance Shaw. I think Chance Shaw is really good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say lower level. When I say lower level, I am saying below top 5. Chance Shaw and him could be fun. He might be way fast for Brian. I feel like
Yeah.
Brian's going to be slow. Chance is a young, fast dude, especially for a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Has
But,
anyone
yeah,
ever
seeing-
been fast on their first ready go?
Fuck, man.
Like in the history of arm wrestling, has anybody not missed that first ready go?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like Brian put out that video making the announcement. He's like, "Yeah, people have been telling me the tournaments and blah blah blah." And, you know, he's like, "Well, I get the same experience from working with these guys in my gym,
Sure don't.
and you don't get the ready goes."
No.
And I
Even
wonder,
if you're doing ready
has
goes.
anybody told him that?
I'm sure
Does
they're
he
They
gonna-
should.
Yeah.
His
Because you don't know
friends.
what you don't know.
Yeah, the people that he's training with should tell him that it's different.
It's very different.
It's
I
completely
think when you have someone that's
It's completely different.
yeah, but some people
like you,
some people do not know how to tell the truth, especially
Well,
to
it's Brian
someone
Shaw.
like
Yeah.
that.
You're starstruck.
You know, and
Well, and it's not even like when we say ready go, we're not just saying say ready go. It's like no, like getting in the grip,
Yeah.
make sure everything's fair. I watch people try
Driving
to
to
set
the
grips
event,
off.
waiting your turn.
How about you have a terrible referee and the grip is
Yeah.
just like over your entire
crazy.
thumb
Yeah.
and just crazy.
Okay, ready? Wait.
Are you ready?
Ryan, that raises a question not from your friend, but
Yeah.
from the stranger.
From a stranger.
Stepping up in front of
That's-
everybody,
that's-
which he's done a million times in his own sport, but in this one,
Yeah.
you're face to
It's
face.
different.
a little
Have you
Right.
ever professional fouled before?
Right.
Have you ever done that?
You've ever done a professional foul where yeah, exactly.
There's so
Like,
much to learn.
Have you
I
ever
guarantee
slipped?
you he can hold anyone first round.
Yeah.
But it's gonna, as it goes on, it's gonna be harder to hold.
Yeah.
yeah.
But being able to be like, oh, this is fucking bad,
Learning what's bad.
you need that
Knowing what's
practice.
bad.
And also, like you said, a bad ref, a random ref that you don't know,
Yeah.
getting used to.
Things you
Yes,
can't
he's
practice.
been on a world stage before, but
Totally
he has
different.
so much pressure on him to do well in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You go to a tournament and everybody there's gonna be like, holy shit, that's Brian Shaw. And he's gonna be like, holy shit, I'm Brian Shaw. I got to arm wrestle. I have to arm wrestle. Like, I have to arm wrestle now, and I have to do well.
But maybe
and it's like, man,
doesn't. Maybe he doesn't really want to arm wrestle.
he might
That's
not,
the
but
thing.
he keeps
does,
talking
though.
about it.
He
He keeps talking about it.
Definitely.
Because if he really did,
Yeah.
why wouldn't he go to a tournament?
I
Well,
think
there's
it's
a
because
couple reasons, right? You lose stock, right? If he loses a match,
Yeah.
he
That's
places
definitely
third,
part of
right?
Yeah. It's like,
Suddenly, and we all know the local guys who beat you, right? Robert Fowler beat you, right? Well, I don't know if we want to see you at King of the Table now.
Right.
I want to see you. Don't get me wrong. I personally want to see you. But speaking as a whole, man, your momentum would come to a fucking screeching halt. And the likeliness of getting caught in something like a King's move and smoking your strong ass out is very high.
But also,
Very high.
him versus Eddie Hall, there's no stock in that either. In my opinion.
None. I agree.
Eddie Hall doesn't fucking train
It's
arm
just
wrestling.
at this point, all that match is for the people that follow Eddie and the people that follow Brian,
Yeah.
not part of the sport,
Yeah.
to watch something
But, like-
for a second.
But he would get so much more attention. Let's say if he went to 4 tournaments within the time frame of 3.
Yeah.
Within the time.
pros, masters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You lose, and you just got 6 ready goes.
Yeah.
You lose every round. You just got.
He gets
6
so
ready
much
goes.
more respect from the arm wrestling community
Yeah,
and
like,
people watching his channel
instead
than
of-
just going to
Right.
That's the
because
juggle, though.
what's
Is
going to
the arm wrestling
happen?
community worth that because we're so small?
Well, I mean, it really, it's not even arm wrestling community. It's King of the Table, 80th versus West.
Yeah.
That's the only people he needs to impress.
Yep.
And are they going to like let somebody coach him? You know what I mean? Like, we're going to watch it. It's going to look terrible. Neither one of these guys really know how to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
There's going to be like false starts and weird fouls and yeah,
It's gonna be a
lot of
pressing
that.
competition.
And we're going to be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody's
But
gonna
don't
get
you think
tested.
that what they're doing on King of the Table is anyone
Yeah.
with 250,000 Instagram followers could
Yeah.
go, oh, yeah, well, I'll take a match. And they'd be like, yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. And like show up and because of the viewer, and they're all trying to grow. It's underwhelming, and all of us would be like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What is this?
I get what
it
you're
just happened
saying.
with Korean Hulk, right?
Yeah, but you have to be very careful about it. Like, it does make sense
Yeah.
to go after people who have large followings.
But then
if
the quality
if the quality of your shit goes down,
Like,
it turns into
I honestly don't
slap
think-
fight or
yeah.
whatever the fuck that shit is, because that's what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, I might
look like
not get another pay-per-view if I see Auden Larry against another fucking like honestly, like I was just like, this is
Non-arm
silly.
wrestler,
This is so
yeah.
silly.
Instagram
Yeah.
influencer guy.
It'd be cool
I mean,
if
I
they
don't
like,
mind watching influencers arm wrestle. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, I'm into
But
it.
if
But
we
like,
went
make,
into it talking about it like it's that,
right.
if we were- if we were open.
if we made like
Let's be
a
real.
round
Let's be real.
robin that was like a bunch of influencers and one decent arm wrestler, it's like we're gonna do a round robin with all these people. Like, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But we would be open about
Superman,
what
we'd
it
be like,
is.
oh yeah, we're gonna have this we have this really cool idea.
Yeah, it'd be like, these
Strong
are not arm
influencers,
wrestlers.
yeah.
Getting into this.
And
yeah,
we'll
we
see-
would just we're
Yeah.
introducing
Yeah.
people to
Yeah,
the sport.
to the sport.
Hey guys, we're gonna put on this event. We really want to get a bunch of new eyes. Love to have a couple matches that are really good guys, but we want to introduce
It's
a bunch
exactly
of
what
dudes
somebody
here.
should be doing with Brian and Eddie right now.
100%.
And they don't need to do that match on King of the Table.
They don't.
They
Yeah.
would do Brian and Eddie right now in
Yeah.
Strongman Land. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
get both of them a match on East First.
Like Giants
I
Live.
don't know.
Oh,
I think,
on
it should,
whatever.
I think it should happen on King
Perfect.
of the Table because it's we do arm wrestling. King
Yeah.
of the Table.
No, I get it, but like
And it's
this,
gonna help us.
the smart
King of
thing
the
would be
Table.
like Giants Live is like, we're gonna fucking do this, but we need King of the Table. Can you help us put this? Like,
Can you
know,
come
and it would
out a
be-
fun match?
Yeah.
What I would want to see is other famous arm wrestlers on the same event. I want
Yeah,
those
that's what I'm
people
saying.
there.
Me too.
Then that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it were like Devin and all these other guys
Yeah, yeah.
going to the strongest,
Yep.
world's strongest man or
Yep.
whatever event it
Right,
is,
right.
you know, and you
Having
you'll pick up-
having
Yeah,
two
yeah,
cool
right.
matches
Yeah.
with that match.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
so
just
cool.
want the same viewers that want to see Brian and Eddie.
Yeah.
I want them to also see
See
everybody else.
Me too.
everybody else. Yeah.
I'm with you.
100%.
I don't think it matters where it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it would just make sense. Like, if the strongman community, they should have jumped on that, knowing that Brian
I
was
see what
super
you're
interested in arm wrestling. They should have
Yeah.
been like, oh shit, like this is kind of a cross sport because
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Let's try
How
to
do we
like
capitalize
make
on
something
our-
happen. Yes.
Our
That'd be very
flagship strongman,
Right.
Brian Shaw.
Right.
How do we capitalize on his interest in
Right.
arm wrestling? Yeah.
Yeah, and at in the same event, put a couple of arm wrestling guys
Yeah.
holding on to the fucking
Yeah. Maybe have them do some of the events.
Pillars.
yeah,
That'd be
the pillars.
cool.
Anything like that to
Yeah.
cross promote and make it fun. It would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
will
King
see.
of the Table is just in my head. It's going like this.
It's losing credibility.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's the biggest part.
It's still high quality.
Yeah.
It's still, I guess they had some technical issues.
That was wicked.
yeah.
It just turned off forever. Like they even had audio, but it was off, and no one said, "Hey, we're still here, guys."
Yeah.
And we were all like,
Oh, you could hear the audio.
Yeah, at one
still?
point there was
Nobody
no
was saying
screen.
anything.
Yeah. And it was like, oh,
Well, they went to the waiting page.
Okay.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put a little text on the
for a
screen.
while. It was quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while. In the middle of the match.
So
It's crazy.
that that's forgivable.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But this whole like bullshit matches thing it's losing credibility.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think so they're trying to fill the time in between the East versus West. I get that. But at some point you have to step back and just be like, well, maybe we just fucking wait instead of like trying to get all the money we can. You know, like that it's gonna come to a point where that quality is just gonna go and the viewership's just gonna go. And it might switch though. Like they get enough influencers and people with huge followings that those are the people that start watching King of the Table.
I would think that's
And
cool.
our wrestlers are just like, I'll wait till East versus West.
If you think about it from King of the Table's perspective, I think East versus West have been super aggressive.
Yep.
Event after event after event.
Yep.
King of the Table might just be like, we got to get it in between, like, where's our space?
Yeah.
I think that might be what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be contributing to some of these rush
Are they not the
matches.
same people?
No.
Really?
They're both core sports, but it's Don Idris.
Okay. Yeah,
Say
yeah.
his name? Don.
The bald guy.
One eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's core sports.
Yeah, he was
he's doing
First
both.
West working it.
Yeah, he's doing
No,
both.
I'm pretty sure he is the King of the Table guy.
Okay.
Really?
I mean, he worked East First West in Florida.
Right. That's because he's core sports. But I'm pretty sure.
And does
That means they're
didn't
definitely in bed
I mean,
together then.
Didn't Engen put all the matches together?
Well, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
On King of the Table, he did those.
So it
matches.
might
Yeah,
not be
I'm not
like
surprised.
Engen like owns King of the Table, but he
Yeah.
might hold some stock in there.
I know. I think he's just an advisor.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So he's like, he'll never say, yeah, go ahead and do King of the Table on this. We were going to do East versus West, but no, you do King of the
No, I think they're definitely coordinated.
Is he? Is
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't Levon and Jerry King of the Table?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Is like we could,
why I was
as much as
saying,
as much as we're talking about how the quality is
Yeah.
quite possibly going down with
Yeah.
King Table,
Yeah.
we have to remember the next one is gonna have Levon and Jerry.
And
So
Brian, Sean, Eddie Hall.
I mean, yeah, I'll go to Vegas.
I
yeah,
want to go to Vegas.
If that's if they do it in Vegas,
Is that
I'm
what it's
in.
going to be?
I don't
we
know.
were assuming
It's going to be in the U.S.?
That's
Yeah.
been the talk.
Yeah, it's
in the
definitely
US.
going to be in the U.S. December 14th.
But Vegas, I'm 100% in. I'll get tickets.
Lon and
forever.
Jerry is
Yeah.
happening December 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, every event's going to have a good match. Like,
yeah,
But that doesn't mean that it's going to make it start going.
yeah.
You know, just 'cause we have that one
I think it's just
match
because
on.
we're more purists and we just
Yeah.
want the sport.
But what do
to-
you think? What do you think the reasoning behind having that King of Table, not East versus West?
Yeah, I
Isn't that
know.
what
match.
Levon does every time?
Say it again.
Levon and Jerry.
Why are
Well,
they all-
Devin and Levon did East versus West last time.
Yeah.
So
I think Levon originally had a contract with King of the Table,
Really.
and they like nullified that contract so he
one
could
match.
have the match with
rematch.
Devin, the rematch with Devin at East versus West.
because he didn't want all.
So they must have renegotiated because that was a thing. Like
Yeah.
everybody knew Levon has a King of the Table contract. He's a King of the Table
Yeah,
guy. That's why
yeah.
he never pulled at
Yeah,
East versus
right,
West
right.
until his match with Devin. And so what I think happened is they probably renegotiated, and they were like, "We got."
Telling you, they're fucking like this. It's
They
the
are.
same fucking
Yeah.
company. I'm telling you.
I don't think that they're.
it's the same. It's like a
But do you
subsidiary or
do you think?
Well, you create your
DBA or
own competition,
something.
and then you're
create?
That's
Yes,
it.
yes.
I don't think that's it. It could be.
I don't. I'm just. It
I
just.
don't know. We'll never know.
Well, because it's not like Engen would
I don't think they're
would
really-
help someone who's against him.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all working with each other.
He's
But
not
they're
like,
I don't think they're in
All arm wrestling is great.
on paper.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I don't think he is on any of the business.
Like I don't think he has really
Creation.
control over King of the Table.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to know.
I think
like
that,
to-
I think
but
that
yeah.
Engen isn't part of anything he doesn't have control over.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
he
he
would
has
like
influence.
advise if he didn't have.
He
Yeah.
set up every
Right.
match.
He's part of WAF and he has no control over WAF. So he's just influencing. king of the table. That's what he's doing, and they have to.
You would call the guy who set up every match an influencer.
Oh, he's a promoter. I mean, that's
he
like
wasn't setting up every match before.
But that's like saying Dana White.
is now.
That's like saying Dana White has no control of the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Two different things.
He's the promoter.
He's a promoter. Engen is the promoter for East versus West. He's a
Right.
promoter for.
So he has control over East versus West.
But he clearly promoted
but not king of the table.
King of the Table too.
Okay. You're probably
If you
right.
set up all the matches, you promoted
Is
it.
that clear? I'm not sure it's clear.
I don't know.
I have
Oh,
Second-
I thought that was clear.
And second, say that you have somebody like, Ingen come in, who's probably one of the best in the world at setting up matches. Of course they're going to go to fucking Ingen. Not only that, but they have to coordinate because they're using the same athletes.
Yeah.
You going to set up the same match for East versus West? You do a king of the table?
Yeah, and
No.
he has
You
a
have
better.
to
He has a great relationship with
He has
all
a
arm
relationship
wrestlers. Well,
with all
most.
the arm wrestlers, and he
arm wrestlers.
knows them better. There's nobody better to
Yeah.
choose to have you
Yeah,
help
yeah.
set up matches. So it makes sense that they're going to have Ingen set up the match.
Sure.
It just seemed
I
obvious.
don't think that Engen is like
I
the best.
don't think he's the best at setting up matches either.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I
the
don't
best,
agree
but
with
I
this
think
at
he's
all.
pretty
Oh,
fucking good.
No, I don't.
And I think
The reason
he
why
has
is
a great
because-
relationship
no,
with
he
all
just
of them.
has a whole. He only uses his roster.
Yeah.
That's it. There's
Yeah.
not that many people on it.
Right.
He's gonna run out of people soon because these champions are just gonna keep winning. He doesn't go and get other people. He tries to, and then
Dude, that
He pisses people off.
Irakli versus Georgie match.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so bad.
Because Irakli's
Irakli's
gonna
gonna
shred.
rip
Just-
him to shreds.
destroy,
Yeah,
do.
it's not
destroy.
even-
Georgie I forget his last
really
name.
good.
Who's really
He's
good.
too small.
I really like that guy. But
Georgie versus
Irakli-
Hungerbayev would be better.
Yes.
He's a
good.
smaller
That's
dude.
good.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, all George-
Irakli's gonna go. Boom!
Yeah, Irakli's gonna look at him like you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's gonna be bad.
Circling back to King of the Table, if we look at it from King of the Table's perspective, they have to make themselves different from East versus West.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these.
Yeah.
these-
All I'm
these
asking is
matches.
them to lean into it. And lean into
Yeah,
it.
If you
Be
honest,
lean
that would be the
into
right
it,
Be honest
as
and
we're
lean into
gonna
it hard.
do.
We're gonna get
these
strong men
interesting,
involved.
yeah,
We're gonna get
matches.
influencers
Yeah,
involved,
yeah.
and we're gonna have a headline fight for you guys, you arm wrestlers, because we love you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, man. I am so in.
Because what it does is it makes me feel a little duped a little bit, and then what it's going to do is people who don't really know arm wrestling, they'll look at the Auden Korean Hulk match and they'll be like, oh wow, that guy's so good. And
Yeah.
it's like, no,
Probably the best in the
Korean
world.
Hulk is just not an arm wrestler.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, wait, isn't this an arm wrestling thing? I'm like,
Yeah.
Do you guys think that this could, devil's advocate here?
Yeah.
yeah.
Use a slippery slope argument. Do you think that this could be bad for arm wrestling long term? Like having these non-arm wrestlers come
Well,
in?
if
No.
they don't lean into it,
Yeah,
honestly, I
exactly.
think that.
No, I'm not talking about the promoters. I'm talking about the viewers seeing non-arm wrestlers
Yes.
that suck at arm
Well, that's
wrestling.
what.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
Hold on, hold
if
on.
you leaned
You're
into
watching-
it, it
you're
wouldn't
paying,
be that.
You're paying. I think it could still happen.
If
You're
you
paying to
said
watch
these are
two
not
guys
arm wrestlers.
that are not arm wrestlers, arm wrestling, they suck at arm wrestling. It's like putting two athletes in an octagon and be like fight,
But-
and then
Well, I think
telling
people-
to pay me money to watch them
People
fight.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay, look, if you put
People love it.
Zuckerberg
Yeah.
in a ring
Yeah.
against
I mean-
Elon, and you don't tell me they're the best, you tell me
Yeah.
these are two tech gurus and they're going to
Exactly.
fight. Now I'm into it.
So
How
Exactly.
about instead of Elon, we just get the CEO of a local Austin,
and if you told me
Yeah.
that, then I can watch
that'd
it.
be cool.
Yeah.
It would be
But if
good
you just put it on and said, these are guys that are going to arm wrestle,
So if they're
It
two
would be
guys
like,
you've never
oh.
heard of, you'd still be interested?
Yeah.
if you told me
yeah,
about
but
the
if-
past to build it
Yeah.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're like, this CEO and this CEO, they really don't like each other.
Yeah.
All I'm
Fight.
thinking of is like Jake Paul. You have something to say?
Yeah, yeah. Two things. I agree. I think I would watch if somebody was like, "Oh, we're gonna put this arm wrestling event on," and this guy, and they don't even have to go into a crazy story. This CEO of I don't friggin' know Kirby Lane
Yeah.
versus Elon Musk. They're gonna arm wrestle. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Like I don't know, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
That's leaning into the
They're
opposite.
so that's like a big thing nowadays.
Yeah.
So they do these like after work
Wasn't
brawls.
Elon and Mark Zuckerberg were
They're gonna do
like
jiu-jitsu. Yeah. That would be sick.
A lot of people would watch that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
But you're not going to have a bunch of Elon versus Mark. There are only so many Elon Musks in the world.
It doesn't need to be that.
No, it doesn't need to be that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
It's an example.
you would have to sell it in a way that people would latch onto it, because you couldn't just keep doing that. Watch sucky arm wrestlers, unless you never watch arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you don't know who's sucky or not.
Yeah.
Well,
And if
what I'm
those
saying.
people have followings of 200,000+ people, it's not just the guy down the street.
Let's say you've never watched arm wrestling before.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, a lot of the people that watch that match are going to have never seen arm wrestling before. And they see two terrible guys arm wrestling. They have no idea.
That I know very well
and it
aren't arm
sucks.
wrestlers.
That aren't arm wrestlers.
As long as I know very well, then I'm not sold a lie.
You didn't gain any respect for the sport of arm
But that's what I mean, though.
But you
is
couple
that,
it with real matches, right?
Yeah. But that's what I mean.
Honestly.
If you have someone who doesn't really know arm wrestling, and then they see that, and then they go, well, why are they going against each other? I'm like, well, this guy's in, and then they go, well, why didn't they just say that in the beginning?
That's it.
Yeah.
Just lean into it.
All they have to do is say that that's what they're doing. And
Yeah.
be like,
Yes.
oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not like. For us, it's a little bit different because we're ready to watch. Because King of the Table in the past has been good. We've seen some really good fucking matches.
Yeah.
And then now hold on.
Daddy.
But the thing, though, it's kind of worse because Auden's actually an arm wrestler. So then it's like, wait, he's an arm wrestler. Why is he going against that guy? Ugh. You know, it's like having to explain that to someone. It's like, well, he's the Korean Hulk, and he's really strong, and he had this kind of match with this guy, and it's like, what?
It's hard.
You still got that thought?
What the fuck were we talking about?
Like influencer matches.
Influencer. No, it's gone.
Okay.
It's gone. Son of a bitch.
So, but to your point, if I'm go to watch King of the Table and I bring Trey with me and it's his first time and he's a jiu-jitsu guy and I'm like, jiu-jitsu guys are really cool in the sport. You have really strong hands. I felt them. Let me just show you the sport. And you've got Craig Jones going against Nicky Rod.
Yep.
Right? And everyone knows, hey, they've been talked about. These are two jiu-jitsu guys. This is their first time on the table. We've trained with them for about a week each to get them safe. And we're going to introduce you all to the sport right now. And the lights hit, and they ready go with those guys. Very different for him and me together watching. Very cool.
I want to watch.
But very different than putting Craig Jones against me.
Yeah.
We're just going to watch Craig Jones look bad.
Really bad.
And that's what we just did with the Korean Hulk.
Yeah.
I think it just becomes different when you say, hey guys, I have this match, two influencers. They're not arm wrestlers. They don't know what they're doing. We kind of showed them what they're doing. We want you to watch. It's a live stream. Give us some money.
Wait, so this is
when
what
you ask for money, I think, is when it changes things.
So this is what's happening. They're putting Auden against these influencers to build Auden's following. That's what they're doing.
Yes.
That's all they're doing.
That's the plan.
That's all they're doing.
That's the agenda. Yeah.
That's
And
it.
we can all go, well, okay. That's
Again, nepotism to the highest degree.
Yeah. And I don't think they'll really, until Auden gets really good.
be able to capitalize.
Yeah, they won't put him on East versus West.
I don't think that nepotism is the issue that I have, though.
With
Although that
Auden-
is an issue,
Yeah,
and it's a
it's an
separate
issue,
issue,
but
but
yeah.
it's not as big of an issue as it is having the nepotism baby against an influencer.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That's potentially
Yeah.
not necessarily a problem, but potentially could be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think that the way they did it kind of made it a
For
problem.
any
because we
fan
never
that I
heard-
speak to, it's a
we
problem.
never
to
heard
them.
from Korean Hulk.
Never.
Never.
There was no build up for that.
No.
No
Nope.
character building,
Didn't see him.
no-
Didn't see him training. Didn't see
James was a
no.
lot more fun, for sure.
Yeah.
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 Well, maybe on his own part,
His own part. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
but not King of the
yeah.
Table's part.
Yeah, no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it weren't for James English doing that on his own time,
Right. That's what
who
I'm saying.
cares about that match either?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
James's people tuned in to watch,
James
right?
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
James handled it like a
Yeah,
professional.
but yeah. He handled it on his own. He went to a
Like a
tournament
professional.
that you were at.
Yep.
He put that video of the tournament up. Him
Right.
he trained. He went on a podcast
He did it right.
that everybody watches.
In spite
He
of
did
King of the Table,
Right.
he did it right.
Right.
it right.
Which Yeah, golly, these guys, they just like not. What is their goal? Is my question, because it seems like they're like chasing, and then they go the opposite way, and then they come back, and it's like, what are you guys actually trying to do? Because it looks like you're only trying to appeal to arm wrestlers, and you're fucking losing that. I'm telling you right now, you're losing that. Yeah. If you're trying to gain the influencers, well, you should have made Korean Hulk put content, which he didn't. All of us had to go to his Instagram and be like, what is this guy? And he's just,
there's nothing. Chilling
on a couch.
I'm like, he's a baller.
He's
a fucking baller. He's a strong ass baller.
He's a Korean Dan Belzer.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, that's cool.
I was like, of course he's not.
I want to arm wrestle Dan.
Yeah, that would be sick.
I'll put anything up. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Killing them.
I think you hit the nail on the head, though. They need to figure out what their
direction
is, what their direction is. You know, what are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
You know, I get that you want to be different from East versus West.
Yes.
I think you're trying to figure it out. You're going down the right direction, I think. But you're not making it obvious, and that's making it really hard to
just
consume.
be transparent.
Right. If they
that's
told
what I'm
us,
saying.
Just be transparent.
That's told us if they held, if they had a podcast, if they had held a press conference with just them, if they just made a couple videos talking about, hey man, this is what we're trying to do in arm wrestling, whatever.
It's like being
I think
served.
in East vs. West, it's much more clear because there's titles and there's champions.
Right.
This guy's the greatest.
Right.
And,
No, it's legitimate athletes. It's sports.
Sports. I'm watching sports.
There's
you're watching sports.
people in the same
if I'm
weight
introducing
classes.
someone new to the sport, it's a king of the table get together way before. I mean, it's a East versus West. Way before. It's king of the table. No question about it.
Yeah, but we're trying to accomplish bringing new viewers into the sport by showing them king of the table matches, not East versus West matches.
Yeah.
That's
well,
the problem,
if
right?
that's but
they don't, we don't know where they're
is
going.
that what they're
That's
if that's what they're trying to do, awesome.
Then
They're gonna fucking do it.
Lean
But,
into it.
Do that.
Don't lean into me.
Don't try to make us happy. Like keep trying to find more and more of these influencers.
While posting commercials of East vs. West on your thing. This is where you're going to watch some crazy arm wrestling guys and point them in that direction and build together, and the whole thing will rise.
Yeah, they're.
You know, if you think about it, though, King of the Table were to just lean into that whole thing, it's a completely different business model. I don't know, but maybe that's not the right word.
It's definitely different, though.
It's a different, thing. You're
philosophy.
Philosophy maybe. You're not like a live stream event anymore. Now you're creating content all the time. You're creating more content, or you should be, if you're doing it right. With the influencers, you should be creating more content for those influencers than you are a live stream.
100%.
Right?
I don't know why. The East vs. West goes up my ass with this.
Well, because
like
these
they
guys aren't
just don't
YouTubers.
do it. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Creators.
Like I don't like they're doing all of us a disservice by not. Like you're a media company, you know. Like that's what you're doing. Like you're putting matches together and you're showing it to everyone else. Well, where's the hype? Where's the build-up? We're the only ones that know the story, and that's because we go out and find all that.
the story.
We're like, oh shit, so it's who versus who? Oh man, I'm gonna go watch Vitaly Valentin's channel.
And if you required the Korean Hulk to put a whole bunch of stuff on his page, there are Korean Hulk seekers by the thousands, millions that would go, oh, you're arm wrestling. This is going to be cool. And then you would see spikes in your sales on your pay-per-view.
100%.
And they would directly correlate with that amount of work. We're not seeing that.
We're not seeing it. We're just seeing, oh, we got this weird match going. Cool. Who is this guy? You know,
I had no idea and still have no idea who Korean Hulk is.
He's a Korean baller.
He's just a baller.
Dude. Like literally just chilling out.
I think he's done some powerlifting.
He probably has. He probably has.
He's strong.
I haven't scrolled enough through his Instagram to see that.
I heard something about like a 600-pound bench or something like that.
He looks.
I could see.
When your arms are this short,
Like a 600-pound bench.
He's massive arms.
He's strong.
But anyway.
So I don't know, guys, about you, but we've been asking ourselves, are we going to next East versus West? Now we have the next King of the Table happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to go to both of them. Probably not going to be able to go to either. But if I had to choose, man, this King of the Table is looking fucking Despite all the shit
if we could witness
this card, just Levon and Jerry alone, I want to go see that.
I'd fly out just for that.
I don't care really who the other matches are.
Yeah, and I didn't know, for me, this might be me, just like, it's a stretch. I think Jerry could have something.
Yeah, I think so too.
I know.
I wish that I felt that way.
I
know. To my core with you. I had such an amazing one-on-one with Jerry. Yeah. Jerry's interaction with me and my wife at one point was hilarious and very genuine. And I was like, dude, you're every American male's uncle.
Yeah. That's Uncle
And
Jerry.
it was like, he was dope. And he's every American male's uncle that's still getting laid and arm wrestles and beats everyone, right? He sells cars, right?
Yeah, I met him in Queens. He reffed, and he was amazing. Like, we after pulled, really nice guy. He actually gave people something, like, oh, okay, no, not really. And then, it was just...
I think it's in the realm of possibility that he has something.
I could write possibility class.
Yeah,
I know it sounds silly, but I'm serious.
Everybody has a chance at something.
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm serious. None of us have a chance against
No, I'm just saying, against someone that you've never seen.
Yeah.
Go against another person. Everybody has a chance, right? Like,
no.
Yes. Like,
no.
Weight for weight. Yes, everybody has a shot.
No
like,
way.
you watch fighting.
No,
it's like, no. I'm just saying, if you're on the same level, I guess everybody has a shot.
But like
you
got a puncher's
chance.
Yeah.
It's like, but he fucking outskilled. He's gonna fucking run circles around him. But that's what I think is gonna happen with Levon and Jerry.
Yeah. But I'm excited, and it's
gonna be great.
If we even get a cardio match out of it,
that's the thing. It's 7 rounds,
right in before our eyes.
Yeah,
it's another Hermes.
One cardio match,
Hermes versus
early.
Because if Hermes was able to hold it like that, maybe Jerry can do it.
No, Jerry can't hold like this.
He can hold it.
He's got to have
shoulder.
No, he can hold here.
Here.
But I'm going to be rooting for Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You'll hear me.
We probably didn't think Hermes could hold like that either before he did.
No. Before he did.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Maybe Jerry will pull something out of his ass that we're not.
And maybe it's trend Jerry.
Oh boy,
that's because Jerry looked shredded at East versus West.
Yeah. Jerry's getting a little weird, maybe. So
he needs to get really weird for this one.
You have to reach through your weird,
like retardedly weird.
Yeah. You got to come back different.
Yeah,
you can smell the trend.
Yes.
A little bit of you has to die.
Yeah, he should act a little gay.
Just a little.
That's how much trend.
Your wife has to look at you a little different at the end, but you guys are strong.
Yeah, exactly.
You're strong, I believe.
Yes. Did we talk? That's not. Oh shit! Yes, it is.
I'd like to hit on. We're making a trip out to Corpus Christi.
Oh, nice.
To see Mr. Bedwell.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna go out there and talk to him, interview him. He was the winner, the light heavyweight winner of our last event. So we're gonna go out there, interview him.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see him in his element.
Yeah.
And really start, doing what Flashpin set out to do, which was capture the humanity of some of these guys and create relatable athletes.
Yeah.
And talking with Bedwell, I am telling you right now, there's not a better person to be the first person we're going out to really spend some time with. His team, watch them train with them.
Yeah, they have a strong team out there. Yeah.
His passion for us coming out is so high.
It's high.
He's pumped. Like, you can imagine his excitement, right?
Yeah.
He's like, fuck yeah, and if you don't come, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
That guy's such a psycho.
All right, gotta get out there.
That man is wild.
But yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
And we'll meet with a couple other athletes like Tanner out there.
Nice.
Mac Rodriguez, he's in Corpus, right?
Mac, maybe we'll see Sean McVay for sure.
Sean McVay.
And we'll spend some time talking with those guys and interviewing them as well.
Nice.
And then work on getting one. We'll sharpen our teeth with that one, and then continue it with some of the guys out here. I think is going to be the move.
Cool.
And just plan on that going forward.
Yeah.
We never touched on Knuckles Up.
Oh, I watched Knuckles Up as well.
Yeah.
I watched
Jason Merlot was dominant.
Yeah.
Ryan got smashed.
Like
But
everyone
I mean,
thought.
that's just Shark being Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
We all saw that.
Yeah, it was Shark Week.
All saw that coming. Yeah.
What was the other one on there that was of significance?
Who's the Bulgarian? What's the Bulgarian guy's name with the open top roll? What's his name?
Who went against Russell? Robbie
Yeah,
Russell.
that was
Oh,
impressive.
Svetlana Gashevsky?
Yes, that was very impressive.
Yeah.
To me, that was my favorite match.
Yeah,
It was a great match.
That was one of my favorite
Again,
matches.
this is another organization that they're doing some kind of cool things. But so they had Craig Toulier against James Wall. That was
cool.
That was great.
That was good.
Match. Yeah.
Man, there's a lot going on there in terms of bringing in the athletes from Australia, the Asian athletes they're bringing in.
Yeah, the Bulgarians.
The
coming
Bulgarians. The Bulgarians, they're such a different level than most of those guys, right? They come in and just smash.
And I was
I
a
love
little
those guys.
disappointed with Dimitrov, though.
Yeah,
the
Plowman.
amount of
Yeah.
elbow fouls.
Yeah,
it
he did a
was-
lot of it.
Well, I mean, to break
Yeah.
down in a 3-foul system 3 rounds in a row is
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous.
wicked crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. But, there's so much homegrown talent that I would rather see in those
Yeah.
matches than those guys.
This is, but they may,
They're doing a good thing.
they
though.
may
I
be,
mean,
but they may be chasing the normal
The fans out
blueprint
there. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
already in the arm wrestling community.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
yeah, and overseas, right? You want them to watch it. You
Right.
Want, you
The
want those guys to
only
watch.
beef that I had with it was the weight class.
That's where I'm going next. That was my next thought. Was
Yeah.
can I please watch an event where outline weight classes, everybody made them, and you have belts that are going towards them, and we're working towards identifying the who's who and the what's what, so I can see the winner of Dimitrov and Robbie going against the winner of Craig and James Wall.
Right.
And now I'm like, man, does he have anything for him? Probably not. Great. Now there's a lot going on here. There's fun there.
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite of King of the Table.
It is.
You know, it's like, but it's also in the same, like, what are we trying to do here? Like, what
This is my
the-
issue, and I think they're great.
Yeah. Love
Watching
Knuckles.
James Merlot just assassinate people to
Yeah.
make, I get you're growing the hometown guy. I love it.
Yeah.
There are some guys
There's-
watching him pull Artem.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
That would be good.
There's a lot of good.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much out there.
There's a lot of really good guys in North America, man. Like,
Dude,
I
watching
don't know
Brandon
why.
Alcessor on the sidelines right now makes me want to cry.
That's so crazy.
Brent Raker's on the sidelines watching.
Yeah.
Like, what are we
Right,
doing?
right.
Killing me.
And maybe they reach out to these guys, and that these guys are just busy. I don't
Yeah,
know,
it
but
could
it
be.
seems
Or
like,
injured,
Yeah, it just seems
Or
like
want a bunch of money.
everyone's more interested in bringing in talent from overseas rather than people that are really.
And that
good
could
here.
be because the talent from overseas is like, I'll pay for my own way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I just want to compete
Right.
on your show.
I
Yeah.
100% agree with
Yeah,
that.
I think it's a lot of that too.
Because the guys in North America may be asking for way too much money to show up. And I get that. People that are hungry and really want to go after and make something out of themselves,
Yeah.
they're going to pay their own way.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the thing is
and
that
I know that
Because
those
these guys-
the guys from
Bulgarians,
across the seas, the Europeans, that's what they do.
Japanese, Yep, the Koreans.
what they do.
Yep.
Well, you've got these guys paying thousands of dollars to put on a production.
Right.
Like
Right. Yeah.
there's so
Yeah,
much
there's
going on there.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot.
and it's and in a lot of ways it's kind of an honor to be on that.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
if you hit me up tomorrow, I'm like,
you know,
I can't wait.
like for
My
me
whole
to
training changes. I'll stop any tournament I'm in.
for an arm wrestler to be asking for thousands of dollars to be like that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, unless
You're John Brzezinski or Devin Larratt, then yeah, I get it. But if you're not that, then what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
we've gone back and forth with this quite a bit, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I liked a lot that they were doing. I love the theater.
Yeah, I've been in that theater.
I like
It's
the
nice.
pyrotechnics.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cool! Yeah, there's so much of it that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I even love the refs that they use.
The refs are great.
Yes.
Man Arena and
I don't know the other one's name.
but they're great.
Yep.
And
very fair.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair, and they take control.
Yeah, they do.
For shorter women. But no, who's going to argue with women at the table? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Dimitrov did a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's just more talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he just kept
He was so
talking.
frustrated.
But I love the aesthetic of their table, to be completely honest.
Very
Like
nice.
the white elbow pads
Yeah.
and the purple and the black.
And I dig the knuckles, the brass knuckles.
the brass
thing.
knuckles.
I dig
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Any of that's cool.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah.
But yeah, the baby is just going crazy in the background. Sorry
It's okay.
about that.
You're living it. Adult life.
We're probably going to end it here.
Yeah.
Tentative date for the next Flash Pin event, January 11th.
Sir.
So
Cool.
mark your calendars if you want to get on or thinking about competing. FlashPinProductions.com. At the top, go to the athlete application. Fill that out. That's going to go to Dustin, and he's going to figure out if
And
we
it's
want to get
easy.
you on. It's very easy to fill out.
It's easy. It's basic
information that we need to know. We already had Dan Schwartz fill it out. Shout out Dan Schwartz.
Nice.
But yeah, very easy to fill out. More information will be coming soon. Yeah, that's all I have for right now.
Sweet.
It's a wrap, boys.
Awesome.
Have a great day, guys.
Yes.
I got the weirdest text message while we were doing this. It says, fill in the blank, Dustin.